Hey everybody, welcome to Comics Unchained. We're back again with another fun-filled episode of Comics and Shenanigans. I'm Indiana Leone, as always with Serge Sanchez. And again, with the camera, we have Crystal Leroy.
Hey.
With the comic shenanigans, so seriously,
Yeah.
bro, that's the
Really?
quest you had this week?
Shenanigans. It's a great, first of all, great restaurant.
Like,
Second of all, great.
I swear to God, if you say the word shenanigans, I'm gonna pistol whip you. One more time. Hey, Farva, what's the name of that place with all the shit on the walls? Oh, shenanigans?
Shenanigans?
You guys talking about shenanigans? Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's sad. We all knew what we were talking about.
Started.
Yes.
Let's get it started. Oh, wait. Damn. Was that late 2000s? Early 2000s?
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Sorry, these guys like to hound me about complaints about my hat is too low. I don't like to.
Gotta see your
'cause
eyes.
You look like the little cholos that we used to get back in the days. Now that's racist, I guess.
That's
But
the whole fucking point.
that was the whole deal. Yeah, that was Surge in.
And they were called
universes.
homies, dude. They were called homies.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's just get the episode started.
God damn it. All right, so
Go ahead, give it like 10 seconds. Hold on.
no, it's fine. You just dumbass. Go little cholos, little homies, brah. Fucking, you're Latino and you should know this.
I don't want to know it. Damn it.
I try not to either. See, this is why Indy's my brother. We're identical. We hate things equally in stereo.
In stereo?
Damn. Hitting with the fucking 80 one-liners today, dude. I'm on it. I love it.
Well, since you're on it, go ahead and let's talk about the first book then.
All right. Yeah. And all right. So this week I picked up no, I should say last week at this point.
Yeah, last week, yeah.
I picked up a series that I was like initially gonna skip on because I'm like, oh dude, I'm reading way too many like limited series, I guess. Like I'm doing a lot of those reads and I'm kind of like, fuck dude, do I want to keep doing that or not? So I kind of changed it up a little bit and I thought I was gonna not do this, but then I turned around and did it like a dumbass. And I actually didn't regret what I did because I ended up picking up issue 1 of Batman, the Detective. It's a 1 of 7 series, but obviously by DC Comics. If I had to say that and you didn't understand, oh, it's a Batman comic, who's the maker? Like, you need to just turn the episode off right now.
Yeah.
You're
in the wrong place.
Like, they're like, oh wow, these guys are like threatening to lose viewers because they think I'm an idiot. Yeah, don't care. If you don't know who DC Comics is, like, go.
Not everybody knows. There are shut-ins, people who don't watch movies. I used to work with one. I would talk about comics and DC movies and Marvel movies, and we're like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's how serious I am right now, because like, I don't believe that story.
That dude was just trying to get into your pants, Crystal. We talked about this.
No, him and I did not get along.
No, I know, but that's what he.
That guy is. Yeah. Anyway, so I ended up. Yeah, that guy is like literally dead to me. But Batman, the Detective, issue 1. Fuck, did this book like okay? I didn't know what to expect in it. It's a limited series, so like it's set in its own time zone. Bruce Wayne's a lot older. It's got my favorite things on it. It's got him talking about like him getting older and a monologuing to himself. The artwork is done by Andy Kubert and Tom Taylor is writing the story. And let me tell you something. This is probably like my pick for this week. If I had to pick like out of all my books, obviously I'm reviewing it, but like out of everything I read between this week, last week, this was just, I loved everything about this. It's really Bruce Wayne. Throws me back to like a lot of the Dark Knight-ish, but before he's like super old. Like he's not old, but he's like definitely up there in age. Bruce, Alfred's gone at this point. Everyone's pretty much gone at this point. He's by himself. He's talking about how he's getting older and He can't move as fast. He's, pain's starting to stick around a lot longer than it should.
Yeah.
So he's just overall the whole book was great. It's got a great save where they introduced Gentleman Ghost, which is like an off the wall character that if you don't remember, it's just a character that DC created,
That was
the
like a
Gentleman Ghost.
70s? No.
Uh,
80s?
they did reference him in Justice League Unlimited.
Okay, actually, okay, yeah, I
For
can
a short
remember that.
while. Not the Shadow Thief,
Yeah,
but
no, that's different.
Gentleman Ghost is a different character.
Yeah.
But there's a great scene in there which shows like ties to Batman's past, where like because Gentleman Ghost is going to pretty much try to kill Bruce Wayne, and I'm gonna set this panel up because I thought it was one of the more interesting panels of the book. And he reaches into Bruce's heart because Gentleman Ghost thrives off fear, and as always, he's like Bruce fears nothing because Batman fears nothing. And Bruce is like, yeah, the one thing is like I'm not really afraid of you. And he grabs Gentleman Ghost's hand, and he's like, what the hell? And he's like, yeah. And he starts beating the shit out of him with like his bare fist, like judo flipping him and shit. And Ghost is like, what the fuck? Like he's like, how? He's like, yeah. You see these gloves? And before it's like Batman knew he was already there, so like you saw Batman reaching into his box and like putting on these gloves,
Nice.
and he tells like this character that's with him, and she's like, you might want to stand back for this. And like the character's like, you just beat the shit out of a ghost. How the hell did you do that? And he's like, oh yeah, you see these gloves? Yeah, I got them from John Constantine. And I was like, dude, that's awesome right there. I'm like, holy shit. And because he's like Constantine gave them to me because he doesn't like to fight with his hands, so he just gave Batman these gloves that allow him to beat the ever loving shit out of supernatural entities, like ghosts and stuff. So I thought that was like, if anything, pick up the book to watch that because this is fucking great. Watching Batman wall up on it. The story is really great on where they're going. It's essentially someone is going down the line of everyone that Batman has ever saved, and by accordance, Wayne, because they know whoever hit Bruce Wayne, and systematically killing them all.
Jesus.
Oh.
So, spoiler alert for the first couple of pages, you're like, an airplane gets hijacked by these people who wear the Batman mask, but they're wearing like a white mask. Is this anything in reference to any of the comics, Indy? I've been out for a while.
I guess it would be probably that run recently was like Batman in the Daylight or the White Knight or something like that.
White Knights, thank you, because they're all wearing it's the Batman mask. They all have his mask on, but it's all white.
Yeah, that was somewhat recent. At least if that, I mean, that's the first time I've heard of it.
Okay, so it's all these guys, right? And they jump out of an airplane and it goes down. And Batman doing Discovery, he goes like, every one of the people that was on that plane was either saved or had been saved by Batman. So like someone's going through and like trying to tear down all the work he's done. The book is super great. Freaking loved it. Loved everything about it. The artwork is fucking phenomenal in this book. So if anything, it's definitely an issue 1 to pick up and kind of just stockhold because the series is like super great. I can't say anything bad about it. I had nothing bad to say about this book.
Nice.
Everything was on point for me. So like it was actually a book, much like the Magic the Gathering one. When I got it, I sat down, I read the whole book. Done. Page to page. So really great. I do apologize. I did say it was a 7-book run. It's a 6-book run.
6. I was about to ask you what the okay.
So it's a 1 of 6.
Too long either. If you want to have a one and done type of.
No, dude. So for like $4,
yeah,
dude, freaking super great story. Like I said, if it is the White Knights, you may get a little lost on what's going on, but it's not enough that's gonna throw you off from reading the book because it didn't throw me off. A quick Google search will probably help you out, but it was just it's fucking great for me. Definitely a 5 out of 5 for me. Definitely worth the $4, and I can't wait for issue 2.
Nice,
cool,
very good.
Yeah, super great.
I kind of regret not grabbing it because I was on the fence, so I'm glad you actually brought it up because now
and see,
go hunt for it because I'm sure it's all
well see, and that's the shitty part about us like being so far is because like back in the old days, me and Indy would buy a book and be like, oh, well, don't buy that book because I bought that book. It's super good. Just read it. Like we used to like pass our books around, kind of like how me and you do, Crystal.
Yeah.
But like that was one of the super cool things. Like if Indy hadn't read something in the week and I like did my normal thing where it's like, I bought like 20 books this week, and they're like, Indy would look at me like, you bought what? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you're not gonna read 20 books. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. and so I kind of screwed up there. Indy would grab like 3 books that he saw. He's like, "Well, I wanted to read this anyway. I just didn't buy it this week." Um, but yeah, I mean, if you can find it, dude, I guarantee you're gonna love the story, dude. If not, wait for the complete volume when it comes out, because the 1 through 6s, stuff like this comes out in volumes, guys, like very quickly. As soon as the run's
Yeah.
done, by the time the
They don't
last
wait
book's hitting,
much.
the next possible week is the like volume release of it. So like it's the whole story in paperback form and trade paperback. So if you just want to skip the story for now and then wait for that, I definitely do recommend that you read this series, because I mean it's really good right now. But let's move on away from me and my Batman obsession. Which I find is fucking hilarious because I'm reviewing a Batman book and I'm wearing like I'm decked out in
All
Spider-Man gear today.
Yeah, completely.
And
And even under the shorts.
Yep. Those are my Batman Beyond undies. I got those at a comic convention.
Nice.
But since I'm all in Spider-Man gear, and that's a good little segue.
Is it?
Okay. Is it?
Sure.
I don't know. What was it?
Maybe
segue.
not, but you know what? Since you set it up, let's just go ahead and
just fucking do it.
So
everything's a fucking chore.
They're the funnest. So I had a good opportunity to read. Why am I acting like?
Words are hard.
Use your words.
So apparently this book sold out really quickly, I was told, because I went to pick up my books, and the person that I go with, a friend of mine, he didn't get it, and he also has a pull list. So that just goes to show you, send your pull list in early, people. And it's a what if book. It's Spider-Man, Spider Shadow.
God damn it.
And I'm not surprised that it sold out, because it is Chip Zdarsky. The guy is killing it. He's like one of the big three right now. It's like him, Donny Cates, and who would I say would be the third? I'll find one later. But
I'll sift through my knowledge later.
He really exploded when he did Sex Criminals, and that became a big thing. I think that ended somewhat recently, or is going to end soon. It ended, right? Yeah. Really good art. I really enjoyed it. It was Pascal Ferry. Yeah, Pascal Ferry. The thing that I liked most about this is that you see the parallels to what happened in the original run, which was Spider-Man found a symbiote suit. He didn't know what it was. He started feeling strange. He went to Reed Richards. Reed Richards like, hey, this is not good. You should take this thing off. And instead of him going, oh man, this is kind of bad, he has his first moment of like kind of having a thought he wouldn't normally have. He went with it, as opposed to saying, I need to get this thing off of me. And it literally roller coasters and gets so much worse, to the point where you're getting to the end of the book and you're like, oh my God, this is a horror story. Like, I don't know what the hell's happening to me. I'm reading nothing but horror stories every week, and that's not what I read comics for. But
I know last week was like what was it? The coin,
silver coin, yeah,
silver coin,
and then Noctera's kind of a horror as well. So whatever. But I'll tell you right now, this is a great what if. I don't know how many issues they're gonna do, but it already said that there's gonna be another issue. There's a really big surprise in the middle of everything. I'm really excited. I'm really excited because this is a side of Spider-Man you don't really see too often, outside of the canon symbiote suit story arc.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Okay, so if there's a lot of people that are following like that. I mean, Spider-Man's been around for so long, and so has the symbiote spider suit. It's not something that was just that's new or anything. And like if you're new coming from like the movie Venom, to where maybe that's your first introduction to like the symbiotes and stuff. Originally, it appeared in Secret Wars. That was the first introduction to the symbiote suit. Was in that miniseries that Marvel did, and then people were so like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. Very famous cover, by the way, that you own.
I own.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Very hard to get hold of, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And it's I own mine. You know what? It's not in here, but it's at 8.5 grade. So
that's insanely great.
So that's a super good
For a book
grade
that old,
for
yeah.
that book
Yeah.
that old of a book.
Is that one in
Um,
the case that's
mhm,
upstairs? Oh,
Probably,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah, yeah, no. But yeah. So like the thing with the what if books, Crystal, is and I was gonna say this earlier when we were talking about what we were setting up talk about, but I thought it'd be something good to touch on because I you can ask Indy right now, you can ask any of my comic book fans, George, Chris, Sebastian, Anthony, anybody we talk to comic book. I am a what if chaser.
Oh yeah.
I chase them fucking books because to me they're just great. They're essentially they're stories that like, you know, Batman went down this path. What happened if he went left instead of right? And then it's like, what if? You know, there are a lot of like great stories in those books, especially from like when they started doing them back in the 80s, 90s had some great what if
Mm-hmm.
stories. One of the most sought after ones, in my opinion, is what if Elektra had lived? Because in the original run
Oh
of
yeah.
Daredevil, she dies, but years before they killed off Elektra, um, no, was it? Yeah, years after they killed off Elektra, they released a what if comic of Daredevil, and it's like, what if Elektra had lived? And it like changed the perspective of the entire Marvel MCU. And the big thing about this is like with them releasing these what ifs, if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, you're actually going to get a look at
Yep.
these in a few months because we've got the Disney Channel introducing the what if series, starting with what if Agent
Oh.
Peggy Carter got the
Mm-hmm.
superhero soldier
Yeah.
serum instead of Captain America, instead of Steve Rogers. And what if Peggy Carter
Oh.
became Captain America? So like these books are always phenomenal. They're
Mm-hmm.
really great. They've stepped them up in the last couple of years, but they've also made them a lot rarer to get in the last couple of years. They don't release them um, monthly or bi-monthly like
Yeah.
they used to in the 80s and the early 90s when I used to collect them. Um, I used to release these what ifs like every other month or every month. Now they do them like they'll do 5 a year, maybe
Right.
if
Yeah.
you're lucky. And that's it. But before there used to be what ifs all the time. And one of the ones that I suggest, like if you ever get a chance to hold on to it or you find it and it's in great condition, or maybe if it's not, but it's a first print, hold on to that shit. And that's what if Jane Foster became Thor? Because
Right. Because then
uh,
eventually she actually
that
lived.
was printed in the 80s and came to fruition in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so like that concept, like somebody had already thought of it and wrote the whole story out. Like, what if Jane Foster became Thor, was worthy of the hammer, and then fucking there you go. Like here
Mm-hmm.
we are. You know, we come fast forward what almost a decade, almost 2 decades,
Two
and
decades. Yeah.
fucking here we are. Jane Foster going to be Thor, literally in Thor: Love and
Yeah.
Thunder. So I think it's just it's crazy kind of medium, and you can and those books, all of them you can read as a one off. Like you read the story,
Yeah.
you're done.
And you're done.
There's
Yeah. That's what
nothing
I love.
else to it.
And
Um,
I think that's kind of what I like about this is this is actually going to be a short series. We're going to get a
right.
few issues out of it, which is very cool.
Um, I if you don't mind, Crystal, really quick, I don't want to butt in on your time on your book, but I was on the Marvel Unlimited app
Mm-hmm.
that we all have here
Yeah.
as part of the show. Um, I pay for it, of course, because they don't give us shit. We're
It's
not
true. Yeah.
popular enough,
Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
buy all our own shit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But there's a book in there. It's called "What If Spider-Man Became the Punisher."
It's one of my favorites. I own the actual copy of that too.
Oh, do you own the
I
copy of
love it.
it?
I
And I
love it.
read that a couple months ago when I first got the
So good.
subscription, and it was super good.
Yeah.
You know, like it was a great story. So,
Yeah.
like, I love these what if books. They've always been fun to me. One of the what if books I have that's in my comic book box that I got from California here, Crystal, is the what if books they did. God, I want to say 2000. And when did we work at Honda? 2014, 15?
13, 14. Yeah.
Yeah, when they did that, they did "What If World War Hulk?" Like, what if
Oh
Hulk had died on Scar,
yeah,
and then
Oh.
dude.
introduced his wife coming to Earth
Mm-hmm.
because Hulk had a wife on
And
planet Hulk, and she just smashes
ooh,
everyone, dude. Like,
ooh, it
Oh
was good.
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
it's super good. And then like the ending's really sad because you meet Scar. She gives birth to Scar on
Mm-hmm.
Earth after Earth has become completely enslaved by everybody from World War Hulk. The end of the book is truly sad, and I'm gonna spoil it because, like, with her
It's kind
job
of bad.
done,
Yeah.
she does they build like a giant statue of the Incredible Hulk in his gladiator gear
Mm-hmm.
it on the Avengers Tower. Like where the rubble of the Avengers Tower was, overlooking like this is his world now. And he has his hand outstretched like that, and then right on the inside of his palm, she sacrifices herself and turns herself to stone to stay with him forever.
Yeah.
So they both die at the end.
It's crazy,
But
dude.
it is a great fucking
So
story. So good to see the opposite, because like in the original story, she dies and he lives.
Yeah.
So that's how the real continuity went.
And you can almost say, like, in the original continuity, he has mercy when he goes, because he does go in back home and jack everybody up. But
Oh yeah,
when
he does.
she did it. My
Yeah.
God, it was horrifying.
I mean, she meets Iron Man, and Iron Man's like, "Wait, maybe we can talk," and she just cuts his fucking head off.
She's like, I'm done.
Oh shit!
I'm done. She's like,
Yeah,
I don't
like
do
she's
this.
like, I have nothing to talk to you people about.
Yeah,
You
I
killed
know.
my husband. You
Oh
killed the
my
king of
God.
Sakaar.
Yeah,
Like you're
basically.
all dead. Like,
Yep.
and she just goes and massacres everyone.
Damn.
Like, so it's a super good book. If you can find it out there, read it, guys.
Oh yeah,
If you have the Marvel Unlimited app, just search the What Ifs. It's in there,
it's in there.
so you can read it there. I think I recently did too. That's like if you go through our queue,
It's probably sitting there.
it's,
Yeah, I wouldn't
it's
know.
in there. But yeah, I love the What If books. These are always great. Now, goddamn you, Indy, I have to go chase this down because I didn't know this was coming out.
Yeah, it's nice, dude. I like it.
You know what's fucked up is I had my previous book and it wasn't in there.
It wasn't.
So like, I don't know how I missed that. It might have been in the previous one that I didn't get from Marvel. I don't know.
Let me send you a website that'll help with that. I'll
Yeah,
do it
but
later. I'll put it in the description too, so that way people can look.
yeah, but yeah, guys, What If books. Like I said, Crystal, I know you're not saying much because you kind of just look dumbfounded. But like these are books I will like. If you're like a Marvel fan, these are great books to get a different perspective on a side of things, which is really hilarious that they're doing King of the Symbiotes, because there's actually a What If book, like what if the symbiotes invaded Earth.
Ooh.
And
that was around
this
this.
a lot now.
Yeah, so
There's
like
these
now
What If
it
books,
seems to
yeah.
be like all the What If books are like coming to
They're
fruition.
becoming canon now.
But like I said, you're gonna get to see a lot more of this as Marvel ramps up for their What If comics, in their What If series coming pretty later this year, which I'm excited for because it's gonna be animated.
Yeah.
And every story is different and animated by different animators.
Yeah, and I haven't kept up to date, but I remember when they first were announcing it that there was a good chance that some of the original.
Oh no, yeah, that's
cast
100% confirmed actually.
Oh really? Okay, cool.
That's 100% confirmed. Agent. Yep. What's her name was gonna be? I forget the actress. She's gonna be back voicing Peggy Carter.
Yeah, Haley Atwell. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna be back. Chris Evans already recorded his lines for Steve Rogers.
Wow. Well, he's not gonna have much lines, I'm sure, but that's still cool.
But any of the characters that had significance, like most of the actors are coming back to voice over their characters in the animated series. Cool. It was actually part of the contract when they started doing the Marvel DC stuff, Marvel stuff on Disney Plus. Yeah, that's why I said DC. Anyway, but yeah, Indy, super. Like I can't applaud you enough for taking your time to read a What If book, because I fucking love those things. Yeah. You're lucky I didn't catch that, because I would have been talking about it on this episode.
I'm sure you would have.
You're fucking lucky.
Here, I'll give you this though. They didn't make it obvious, and that's what I like the most. So
let me see the cover.
It's a little bit.
Back it up a little bit. Oh, you know what? That is sitting on my guy's comic book rack.
Yeah. But look, they just said, "What if?" Like,
son of a bitch.
that was.
I'm gonna go pick it up tomorrow. I'm gonna pick it up tomorrow. 10 o'clock. I'm like, give me my book.
Do they have it?
I'm gonna walk in.
Well, we're gonna have to find out tomorrow.
I got 3 comic book shops. One here,
somebody's
15 minutes from where we live, 10 minutes from where we live, less than that. Somebody's gonna have it. So I'm gonna go get that book. I need it in my life.
It's like
I need
5
to continue.
away.
Yeah. So anyway, let's move on. We're at the 25 mark right now. So sorry, I ranted a lot. God damn. Why don't you guys shut me up?
You got excited.
I love the What If books. They're so good. They're so good. I love them.
You're having fun.
Crystal had a chance to talk.
Yeah, what if?
Find out next week. We'll see you later.
Keep on reading. What if?
But seriously,
Yes.
have a great night, guys.
Now go ahead, Crystal.
Oh shit!
Enlighten us, because I'm actually really excited to hear what you got going.
All right. So my book is Noctera 2.
That was great. I loved everything about it. All right, guys. So we will see you guys. No.
I hate to say it, I loved it. I did. The
Okay.
artwork's great, just like the first. There's a lot
That tends
more
to happen,
action in this one.
Crystal. That
What?
tends to happen when the same writers are writing the book and the artist.
Shut up! You never know. They could have been like, I give up, whatever.
They can.
It happens. Okay,
It
shut
does,
up.
yeah, I've seen it.
No,
Actually.
I'm making fun of you, but the truth is, it happens in story
Mhm.
arcs. Sometimes the artists
Yes.
transfer in between story arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With image books, though, not likely going to happen.
No.
Okay. Well, good, because I like it. I can't wait till the third. There is a lot more action in this one.
Ooh, yes.
But in this one, you get to see more of her past, of the main character's past,
That's what I was hoping
along with her brother and her parents.
Hmm.
So
Ooh,
they
that's huge.
yes,
That's
they
huge.
explain a lot of things about what's going on in the past, especially like the big old secret of the first one, cliffhanger, and then they answered it, what's going on.
Nice.
Excuse you.
Sorry.
And it's still at the very end is like, oh my god, thank God she didn't fuck up.
Okay.
Like, I am
Interesting.
so excited.
So some possible
Extremely.
consequences.
There's some like, oh my god. I've been saying oh my god a lot, but
Like, oh my god.
like, oh my god.
I
That's,
cannot, like,
that's a good thing.
oh my god.
If a book is making you do that like the entire time, that's
Oh, definitely.
yeah,
I love
absolutely.
it. I love it. I love
I
this
may not have said that in so many words when Indy was talking about his What If book, but, you know, oh my god.
I'm very excited to see what's going to be on the third one. I cannot wait.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm excited.
I still need to sit down and read the first one because
You
I
Oh my God,
haven't.
you should.
And she's got it here. I
Yeah.
really should just like,
I have them.
hey, I'm taking your book, and then I'll read it and be like, okay, it wasn't that bad. You know, like, I don't know. I'm reading so much stuff though right now between what I'm getting physically and then
doing some
to anybody out there. I read every night before I go to bed. When I lay down in bed, I read every night on my tablet, which I use the DC and the Marvel Unlimited app. And so, like right now, I'm rereading one of my favorite series, and that's Exiles.
Oh shit!
The 2000 run though, not the new Exiles run, the original run that they did, where it's like Sliders meets that. But so like it's hard for me to just walk in and be like, hey Crystal, give me Noctera and let me sit down and read this, because I'm reading so much on my plate, so much on this plate, and that's like fuck. But it would be nice because like the one of the things I just loved right now was watching like Indy's reaction and your reaction to telling book 2 to where he has book 2, obviously just haven't read it. But like seeing his reaction to be like, holy shit, it makes me excited to want to pick up and grab this and read it. Very great. So like I love that. I love anytime you can see that, like it's super great. And
the main bad guy is scary as fuck.
Oh shit. Because we got just a little bit of
and his little henchman.
Oh, nice.
See, so like and I love this. Like I love that. Like I like how excited both of you get. So one of the cool things I think we should try to incorporate is like find a book that we can all read in the same week. Because like just being able to bounce off each other, I think is like just so phenomenal, so great. The look of joy, like when referencing to that part, like you can see like how good Noctera is as Crystal's talking about it, and then going over to looking at what Indy's, you know, his expressions and his excitement draws me into wanting to read issue 2, and I haven't even read fucking issue 1. so like just based off that, just you know that alone.
I so badly want to show you the picture of this.
I will. I'll see it.
Yes,
we don't do that on this show.
I know, but you're gonna love it. You're gonna be like,
I think like our standard for the show is like, hey, if it's on their Unlimited app or you know readily accessible, you can go look for it yourself. If you want to Google it and spoil shit, we can't stop you from doing that.
Absolutely.
But like anything like 3 months, 4, 6 months out, we'll destroy that book, dude. Like I'm gonna tell you, like, oh yeah, Wolverine died, and Logan
Yeah,
is stupid.
of course he died. It made sense.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, like Noctera issue 2 out in stores now. Pick it up. Image
Yep.
Comics. Image Comics is killing it with some of their
Absolutely.
some of their underground stuff that just hasn't been there. So I'm really enjoying that, dude. That's really cool.
In the end, like in the back of Noctera 2, I don't know like if it's like a sub story or something. It kind of like confused me a little bit, but I don't think it has anything to do with Noctera 2. I
It
don't know what's going on with it,
uh
but
sometimes
it's
there's
actually also
previews.
interesting.
Yeah, sometimes there's previews for something that either the artist or the writer is also working on or going to release.
Okay.
So that might be that, or it might be something that down the road, all of a sudden, it's going to be like, oh shit, this is totally tying into this whole thing that I'm reading now. So
It's called The Good Asian.
okay, interesting.
Sorry, I just now read it. I found
No,
it.
it's okay. I think that's what it is. It's a book that either the writer or the artist is working on. So,
Right.
I mean, if
Yeah.
either one, I might check that out if both of them or one of them is on it. So,
Yeah,
seems
I'm
kinda
actually
like worth a
I
look.
read it because I was so confused,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, you know what, this is actually pretty good too.
Yeah, I think it's a preview. It's probably a preview. I'll look into it, but yeah, it sounds more and more like a preview. Nice.
Okay. Yeah,
Cool.
I liked it.
Right on. So I think that we're good here, right?
Yeah, it's gonna. I think
Yeah,
it's gonna wrap it up.
yeah,
Man.
that's
All right. So that's gonna wrap it up for us. If you guys liked what you heard, leave us a like or subscribe. Let us know if there's any books you want us to take a look at and completely fucking destroy, as Serge like ruined 2 What If books today.
Hey, man, they're old.
Let us know what you guys think. You can message us or find us on Twitter. Our handle on there is Unchained at Unchained Comics. You can leave us a message on there and let us know how we're doing. If you don't like us, let us know.
Too bad.
yep, good
Yeah.
and the bad.
Yeah, the good and the bad, leave it. If you have a complaint, leave it with Crystal. She's our complaint department. She'll get back to you.
Mm, sure, yes, yes, I'll get back to you.
So that's gonna do it from us. We're your host. I'm Sergio Sanchez, Indy, Crystal, and as always,
Keep on reading.